RandArray function. How to use that function? Same way as we use other functions, sum, average, minimum, maximum. Same way we have to use RandArray function. What we need to do, just click on equal sign and there is a RandArray. Now, when you start the bracket, you will see you have to provide few arguments in the function. What are those arguments? The first one is rows. So in RandArray is basically filling the cells or filling the range with the random data. Now, first argument that I have to provide is how many rows you want to fill. So I want to fill 100 rows. How many columns you want to fill? I want to fill 10 columns, or let's say 20 columns. Okay, so from the starting it is going to calculate, or from wherever you are applying the formula, from that column it is going to, from that column or from that cell it is going to calculate number of rows and number of columns. So I want 20 columns, 100 rows. What is the next thing? The minimum value that you want. So the minimum value that I want is, for example, 1. Okay. Maximum value that you want. So I want maximum value as 1000. And then integer, whether you want decimal numbers or do you want only integer numbers. So we'll talk about both. Let's say first I want only integer numbers. I'll select this. It will automatically take the value as true. And now you can see we are getting 100 rows and 20 columns filled with a random value. Now, one more thing. These are just the preview. If you select any of the row, you will see that there is a formula that is getting populated. So these are nothing but the preview of this data, of this formula. If you delete any of the column, any of the range, let's say I am deleting this range. Okay, I'll just select this and delete it. Can you see all the values just got recalculated? If I select this and if I delete this, the formula is getting recalculated, so values will get filled automatically. But sometimes this is of no use, because whenever I'm deleting the data, it is recalculating other values, which is little bit bad in some scenarios. So what I want, instead of getting this as a preview of a formula, I want this whole thing as a data, so that if I delete something, it remains deleted. For that, instead of keeping this whole thing as a formula, I will keep this whole data as a value. How to do that? You have to first select your data. So what I'll do, Control Shift right arrow, Control Shift down arrow. These we use to get select the complete data in any of the direction. So I have just selected the data, and you have to use Control C. So what it does, it copied the data. Now I will go back. Let's say from here, I want to fill the values. So I'll go back, I'll go to the cell. I'll click here, click on the drop down. And here you can see we have the options of how do you want to paste your data. So I'll select the first one, which is paste as values. I'll just click on it. What it is saying, okay, my data is spilling. Maybe I'll just delete this and again fill the same thing. So here, wait a minute, I think it was spilling. Let me just do it quickly again. So we are having this formula, and I'll just quickly fill the values again. So the first is 120, columns is, let's say minimum value is 1, maximum value is 1000, and it is, I'm selecting this one, and here I'm closing the bracket and enter. We have got the values. Now what I'll do, I'll select the data and Control C, and I'll go back to the first cell and then paste it as values. Okay, now if you click on any of the cell, you see there is no formula coming here for the cell description part. It is these are the values. This is not the projection of any formula. If you delete any value, that will be remain deleted because there is no formula now. You can do any calculation on this data now.